prickly pear is a succulent fruit which comes from a plant in the cactus family that has its origins in Mexico but is now cultivated extensively throughout the subtropical climate of the Mediterranean basin. The plant finds particularly ideal growing conditions in the Italian regions of Sicily, Sardinia, Calabria, and Salento. The Ficodindia dell'Etna DOP is the registered trade name of a particular variation of this fruit grown specifically in the rich lava rock soil found in the foothills southwest of Mount Etna, Sicily's active volcano. In Sicily, this fruit has been produced for centuries with a specific technique applied directly to the plant. The first flowers appear in May and June while the fruit is still very green and not yet ready for harvest. It's at this particular point in time that the Sicilians, in order to obtain a higher quality product, apply this age-old technique known locally as the Scozzolatura. In simple terms, they knock down these unripe fruits with their flowers, causing them to grow back bigger, juicier, and more succulent to the taste. This second fruit-bearing period takes place in the fall between October and December, and the locals refer to these fruits as bastardoni. The discovery of this technique came about by means of something less than highly technical scientific research. In fact, two neighboring farmers had a bit of a feud going on, and one wanted to destroy the other's crops. So he snuck out late one night and proceeded to knock down all of his neighbor's fruits with a stick, and we can only imagine what emotions he experienced as he watched the prickly pears grow back bigger and better than he had ever seen. And we can only imagine what emotions he experienced as he watched his neighbor's prickly pears grow back bigger and better than he had ever seen. And of course, this technique was immediately adopted as the new way to obtain this supersized version of the prickly pear. These days, the Scozzolatura is no longer a beat down with a big stick, but rather carried out by hand as a more delicate operation that does less damage to the plant. The fruits from the second flowering mature late in the season, and those of the first flowering mature between the end of July and September and are usually a bit smaller.